welcome to another edition of the Palmer Bets Don't Argue. Of course, we must thank our wonderful sponsor, Palmer Bet. They are a great organisation. They love their NRL, that is for sure. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit nervous tonight because this bloke's up and about a little bit because his Newcastle Knights were too good for my Melbourne Storm. This has not happened since 2015, you were just telling me. This is unbelievable. And what a cracking victory. And you're only half a game outside that top 8 out the Knights.
Yeah, well, mate, with the odds, the Knights having that draw against Manly early in the year out at Mudgee, it sort of separates them from, they're on that odd point at the moment. So they're only a point outside the 8. So they're getting there. They've won a few games in the row at the moment and it made a really great performance for the Knights boys there on Saturday afternoon. So great to be cheering them on, mate. The Newcastle chant was up and going and it was a really good win by the Knights. But yeah, some other close games, mate, over the weekend. And that top 8, it's getting tight.
Hey, listen, mate, don't play down your Knights. Don't try and deflect now and play it down in that. Are you a believer? Can you finish in that top 8, Gids?
Well, I am, mate. I am for sure. I had a good feeling going into the weekend's game. I just thought, there was all the ingredients there. It was the first Knights NRL W round 1 game at home, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock Knights girls into 5:30 Knights playing Manly. So I thought there was we had 20,000 turn up again to support the boys and girls teams, and both teams delivered. So is it a realistic chance the Knights can make the top 8? Well, you got to continue to win. There's no doubt about that. But they certainly put themselves in a good position at the moment, and probably the other team that we've both seen do that during this mid-season was probably the Cowboys, where they got touched up by the Tigers there, probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, and they've gone on a run since. So that's how quickly you can start climbing the ladder if you're stringing back-to-back wins.
And it's such a long season, we know that, and then you got the origin breaks, all that kind of stuff. Hey, we both were all over this last week. The Broncos were the outsiders against the Bunnies, mate. 36-20. It was a big win. They are doing everything right at the moment, mate. And if the Palmer Bet followers followed us in last week, well, they've had a little bit of a fill-up, haven't they?
Yeah, for sure, mate. For sure that, mate, again, they've just got speed and youth, the Broncos this season. And obviously Adam Reynolds, you got the older head who's a halfback, a bit like the old quarterback in the NFL. Tom Brady, mate, he's if you got an older, experienced halfback with some youth in the outside backs, I think it's a really great combination. They've obviously got a tough forward pack as well. So, yeah, they continue to impress teams. Not quite as impressive as the Panthers, though, mate. They're red hot, the Panthers, at the moment. I think they're separate themselves, from a for and against point of view by over. I think it's over 100 points. So they're an impressive outfit, and we'll be there in the end for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Warriors continue their season, mate. Great game against the Raiders. It was an absolute ripper and a 21-20 victory. They're just doing everything they need to do at the moment, aren't they? And, the Raiders will certainly take a bit out of that as well. And they're in good nick at the moment too. So it's plenty to going on, isn't there? And there's plenty to play out still.
Yeah, mate, there's some tight games too, Matty, and they're the ones, you want to be able to win. The ones by, field goals or golden point or just get over the line for 2 points. But it doesn't matter how many you win by, as long as you pick up the couple of points and you maintain that progress or continue to climb the ladder. And again, like the Warriors in 3rd position, mate, it's an amazing effort, and they're on a roll and they're playing with some real belief. So, it was certainly a tough game, that one against the Raiders. I think the Raiders will back up into another tough one this week against the Knights. But, yeah, it's exciting, mate.
Oh, it's fantastic. And Manly keep their slim kind of finals hopes alive too, with a win against the Sharks, who are just floundering a little bit at the moment, kids, aren't they?
Yeah, but I looked at the table there before because I thought the Sharks, well, just by watching their performances over the last sort of month, I thought they would have been actually down the ladder further than what they are. But they're still in 6th position at the moment. I think Fitzgibbon have a few question marks around his left edge defence, I think it is. They've dropped Matt Moylan there for last week's game. He's out of the team again this week, but they still had some real challenges defensively on that left edge. And I think the teams will be targeting that side again. So, yep, they're dropping down the ladder a little bit. As you say, the Eagles, mate, the Eagles are lucky to get it done, to be honest. So, what was it? Was it 20? I think it was 28 or 30 points ahead they were.
Mm.
And, mate, they were crumbling quickly. The Sharks were coming back, and they actually put themselves in a position to win the game, last third of the game, but couldn't quite seal the deal. But, yep, they held on, the Eagles, and they'll need to keep winning, mate, to push for the 8.
Hey, kids, let's have a look at the Palmerbet Futures individual award markets, okay? So this is the top point scorer, Jermaine Asako from the Dolphins, currently on 173 points for the season. He's currently $2.50. Now, he scored only 31 points in his last 5 games, but they do play the Bulldogs, Knights, Tigers in the last 6 games, so expecting some scoring there. Valentine Holmes from the Cowboys, he's at 166, 8 points back. He's currently at $3.60. He scored 78 points in his last 5 games. They play the Titans, the Sharks, the Dolphins in the last 6 games, but they do have a bye, so you got to take that into consideration. Nick Meaney from the Storms on 162, currently at $4.50. He scored 36 points in his last 5 games, but have a tough run home. They do play the Dragons in round 25. Mitch Moses on 159 points. He's at $13. Scored 59 points in his last 5 games. They play the Dragons, but have a tough run home plus a bye, so lacking a game there as well. And Sean Johnson from the Warriors, 155 points he's scored for the season. $10 currently on the Palmerbet markets. He scored 51 points in his last 5 games. They have a bye this week, but they don't play a top 8 team for the rest of the season. So what are you thinking there, Gids? There's a little bit of value there, isn't there, if you're prepared to take if you want?
Yeah, but no, there is some value there. I mean, Jermaine Asako, I do, man, I watch goal kickers. I think being a former goal kicker myself, I do watch their technique and how they strike the ball and how they follow through all those things that are important as a goal kicker, and the consistency you got to have when taking that role. I mean, Jermaine Asako to be sitting 173 points, great effort, first year of the Dolphins this year, so deserves to be $2.50 at this stage. Mate, Valentine Holmes scored 78 points in his last 5 games. Like, that's a sensational effort.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's
but there's a few, but there's a few guys obviously that have got a bye there, which aren't going to help them from a scoring perspective. I still think, mate, Nick Meaney as an outsider at $4.50, and given the Melbourne Storm, I think they'll be dirty on last week's performance, but I think he's a bit of a smoky, Nick Meaney. But I'd be on Jermaine Asako, or I think Nick Meaney. Nick Meaney, $4.50. I might be jumping on that one.
Righto, mate. The Palmerbet top try scorer in 2023. Dominic Young from your Newcastle Knights. He's our favourite at Palmerbet, currently on 19 tries, $2.37. He scored 3 tries in his last 2 games. Alfonia Khan Pereira from the Titans. He scored 17 tries.
Khan Pereira, yep.
He's at $5.50. He has 4 tries in his last 5 games. He scored 6 doubles this year. Ronaldo Mulatalo from the Sharks. He's at 16 tries, currently at $10. He's only scored 1 try in his last 3 games. Alex Johnson from the Rabbitohs, 15 tries, currently at $11. Only scored 5 tries in the first 10 rounds, scored 10 in the next 8. So he's charging a little bit at the moment. And Clint Gutherson from the Eels is currently on 16 tries. He's at $23. He scored 7 tries in his last 5 games. So he's in a bit of good nick at the moment. What are you thinking, mate? Are you sticking with your local at the Newcastle Knights, mate, in Dom Young?
Well, yeah, I think I am, mate. I think Dom deserves to be there. Like, he's a big athlete, Dom Young. And we've seen him score from, coming out of yardage. I think he scored 2 very similar tries where it's been like the under sevens. Give it to the big fast kid, and he just loops around and scores from 80, 90 metres out. So he's capable of long range tries. He's capable of finishing off tough tries where most of the wingers can hold the ball in one hand and put the ball down while they're hanging over the sideline. So I think he deserves to be the favourite there. And 19 tries, he's travelling really well. The only other one there, Alex Johnson, he can pick up 2-3 tries in one game. So he can jump up that ladder pretty quickly. But I think I'll stick with Dom Young, mate, the Newcastle Knights to take it out. I think it'd be a great position for him to be in at the moment. But
the thing that I look at here is your top couple of teams, the Broncos and the Panthers, haven't got any in the top 5 in the scorers or the tries. So they obviously share the load. They're not relying on certain players just to get the job done.
No, I think so, mate. And I think the best teams are able to attack attack left, right, through the middle, their halves carrying the ball and show them going themselves. So I think the best teams do want to have variety on where they attack and when they attack. And if you look at South Sydney, for example, I don't know the statistics, but I reckon a lot of their tries would be coming down their left-hand side. Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, Alex Johnson. That's just a favoured side, that left-hand side for Cody Walker. So, mate, I'm going to jump on Dom Young for that one.
Love it, mate.
Go on, Dom.
Righto. Beautiful, mate. Sticking fat with your Newcastle Knights, mate. I absolutely love it. Now, listen, let's have a look at this weekend's round of matches, all thanks to Palmerbet. And it starts on Thursday night at the Gabba. It's the Broncos taking on the Roosters head-to-head. The Bronx $1.36. Roosters at $3.18 at the line. The Broncos minus 8.5 $1.90. Roosters plus 8.5 $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmerbet, of course. For the Broncos, Ford Martin Tapua is out through suspension, but the Broncos welcome back Tommy Flegler. For the Roosters, Victor Radley is back after missing last week. The only change, of course, from that team last week. Broncos have won 4 of their last 5 games, while the Chooks have won only 2 of their last 5, and the Chooks won both clashes last year. Big game here for the Roosters, because I reckon if they lose, I reckon final 8 aspirations
go
on.
Why don't we bring the red pen back out, mate, too?
Mate, you've been
the red pen. It's been lethal over the last couple of years.
but this is it, isn't it? I reckon if they lose Thursday night,
mate, this is it.
They're in trouble. Yeah.
They're gone. So, mate, I don't think they can get it done, to be honest, the way the Broncos are travelling at the moment. And as I've spoken about, the youth and the speed of the outside backs, the experience of Adam Reynolds, and, a tough, resilient forward pack. So I've gone with, Broncos, mate, head-to-head on this one. And first try scorer, Tony Staggs. I love the way he plays. He's a strong, aggressive player.
Are you thinking Broncos easy here, Gids, like in a high-scoring affair, or what do you reckon?
Well, yeah, I think so. I can't see, just with the way they're playing their footy, they're enjoying their time together. Obviously, their attack is electric. Reece Walsh he's not only just quick, his footwork, and also his execution on finding the right pass. He's creative, and he's really skillful. So. And that just spells danger, mate, when you're, especially that 3-man defending, it's a crucial position.
Righto, mate. Friday night footy doubleheader, of course. Tigers take on the Rabbitohs. 6 p.m. at Scully Park in Tamworth. Head-to-head. Tigers, $10.50. $10.50. Rabbitohs are at $1.06. Line, the Tigers plus 22.5 $1.90. Rabbitohs minus 22.5 $1.90. Key stats here for the Tigers. Luke Brooks is back after being sidelined since round 17. Charlie Staines also back on the wing for the Rabbitohs. Massive in. Latrell Mitchell comes back in. He's named to make his long-awaited returns. Kept him out since round 12. Rabbitohs won the round 11 clash 20-0. Rabbitohs have 72 try assists in 2023 compared to 35 by the West Tigers. And no form. The Bunnies have 2 wins from their last 8 games, while the Tigers have lost 7 straight games. So both sides not in the best of nick, but the Rabbitohs currently sitting in 9th. They have so much to play for, don't they, Gids?
Sure, mate. Yeah, I wasn't aware that the Bunnies have only won 2 from their last 8 at the moment.
Pretty ordinary.
I know that was, during that origin period, obviously the Trell's been out for, 10 weeks or something? I think it is something close to that. Probably not quite that long, but he's been a huge loss, obviously, and missing a few blokes with the origin period. So they definitely need a run again. There's no doubt about that. The Rabbitohs leading into the semis if they want to be there. So, mate, I'm definitely on the Bunnies for this one. I just can't see the Tigers knocking the Bunnies over here. Not at $10.50.
No,
Are you serious?
Such an important
mate. Mate, a little dive deep into the Palmerbet app there before, and I've gone. Geez, they got some odds too. The boys are working feverishly behind the scenes, and I've gone, mate, Cody Walker to score any time and South to win. About $2.
Righto, mate. Love it. So you're keen on the Rabbitohs there, of course. Hey, Storm v Eels, 8 p.m, Marvel Stadium. Both these teams coming off losses last week. So head-to-head, the Storm $1.39, Eels $3.03. At the line, the Storm minus $7.5, $1.90. Eels plus $7.5, $1.90. For the Storm, Raymond Smith, Justin Olam are both out through injury, while Tarek Sims has been suspended. So some big outs there. For the Eels, Sean Lane is out after dislocating his elbow, but they do get Darcy Lusick, who joins the side after a transfer from St Helens in the Super League. Storm won their round one clash 16-12. It was a good game. Both teams have won 3 of their last 5 games. Both teams, though, as I said, coming off a loss. I did hear Craig Bellamy speak after the game. He wasn't happy last week against your Knights, Gids. And normally they come out and they make a bit of a statement, the Storm, don't they?
Yeah, they do for sure, mate. I think he spoke about, they wanted it more than us. That had hurt, mate, the players, hearing that from their head coach, that there was just around want and desire and attitude. So I think we'll see a response definitely from the Storm this week. They'll bounce back. Yeah, Raymond Smith and Justin Olam are 2 pretty big outs, being both their starting centres. Sean Lane also being out for the Eels. I think, he's a great player. He's going to be out for a while, dislocating his elbow. And Darcy Lusick joins the Eels from St Helens. I didn't realise he was still playing, to be fair. I don't know if he's going to be the difference for this game. I don't think so. So, mate, I do think it's going to be tight, but I think Melbourne 1-12 at Marvel Stadium.
Yeah, Storm will be back, mate. Pappenhausen not too far away either, Gids. I'm getting excited.
Mate, I spoke to Belly. I was at a luncheon on Friday. Craig Bellamy spoke at. Mate, he was gold. Just gold, like in front of the crowd. No notes, nothing prepared other than just what he knows and what he believes in and what he looks to recruit for the club. It was good stuff.
So
mate, I asked him about Pappenhausen.
Yep.
I asked him about Pappenhausen. I think he's still a little bit of time off at the moment. Your man Pappenhausen, but he's making progress. Been a bit of a horrific injury and process to get back, unfortunately, but hopefully see him back on the park before the semis.
What a recruit to get back before the finals. Like, that would be huge, I reckon, for the Storm, and just give them that little bit of X factor. I reckon, it's just, and I think that's what they probably just
mate for sure.
So yeah, watch this space.
Speed, mate, speed.
Righto, Saturday, Raiders v Knights, 3 p.m. All of a sudden, Gids at GIA Stadium. It is going to be on like Donkey Kong, head-to-head. The Raiders, all thanks to Palmerbet, $1.64. Knights at $2.27. At the line, Raiders minus $3.5, $1.90. Knights plus $3.5, $1.90. Key stats here for the Raiders, same 17. Okay, so they're going in unchanged, Gids. For the Knights, Daniel Safidi, the only change, suffering an injury in their win over the Storm last week. Big loss. Knights won their round 4 clash, 24-14.
They did.
Knights have won 3 in a row, the first time since round 22, 2021. And the Raiders have won 3 of their last 5, both losses to the Warriors. Gids, this is huge, this game for your Knights, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, Matty. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, momentum and belief. If you could bottle up and sell it, mate, you'd make a few dollars there. And I think the Knights have certainly got that. I think it's the first time they've probably felt it in a long time. First 3 wins in a row since 2021, and they'll be going down to Canberra with plenty of confidence. It's a really big game. Obviously, the Raiders have been travelling well, just still sitting in 5th position. They've done well to get back and get themselves into a position against the Warriors last week to actually win the game with a goal kick towards the back end of the game. So they'll be tough. There's no doubt about it. The Knights will be well prepared for it. So I think it's going to be a tight game, this one. And I'm just going to stick with the Knights, mate, head-to-head for decent odds, $2.27, just head-to-head.
Yeah,
that'll do me.
If you're keen and confident, mate, why wouldn't you? And if results go your way and the Knights win, if the Eels and Rabbitohs both lose, all of a sudden you're in the top 8, Gids. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yep, for sure, mate. It can swing around pretty quickly.
Righto, Dragons v the Sea Eagles, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at Wynn Stadium. Head-to-head, the Dragons $2.67. Sea Eagles at $1.48. Dragons at the line plus $6.5, $1.90. Sea Eagles minus $6.5, $1.90. Key stats here, all thanks to Palmerbet for the Dragons. Connor Mulhazen will make his debut off the bench. Sea Eagles, key forwards up, Asika and Joshi Alawai are both out through injury. Both teams have won 2 of their last 5 games. Dragons have won 7 of their past 10 games against Manly. And the 20-year hoodoo, the Sea Eagles have not won at Wynn Stadium since 2003.
No.
That is fair dinkum. So that is
that'll do me.
That is huge.
What?
20-year hoodoo.
20-year hoodoo.
Mate,
That'll
what
do,
about the
mate.
boys of Palmer?
Surely
How
enough's
do they
enough
find
there,
these stats are unbelievable, aren't they?
mate. They must be up to all hours of the night
Mate,
researching these type of
Kyle,
statistics, mate,
Danny,
for the
how do
don't
they
argue.
find them? It's unbelievable. Come on,
Um,
break the hoodoo or
well,
what?
mate, look, well, mate, remember last week I spoke about the Knights had lost 11 on the bounce to the Melbourne Storm. And at some stage, the captain or the leadership team or someone, the coach in that club or any club has to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, enough's enough here. There's a 20-year hoodoo. At the press conference, the Eagles players will be asked about it. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
And you've just got to take some action. So
take it on.
Definitely made on the Eagles for this one. I'm definitely on the Eagles. But obviously it's a bogey place for them to go.
Gee whiz.
I am on the Eagles. It's also, too, Matty, I've seen in the news, Terry Evans is playing his 300th game and Lachlan Croker is playing his 100th game. So if those two milestones aren't enough to fire the rest of the playing group up, then nothing will.
Yeah, it's
so, mate, on the back of that, I've gone Terry Evans, anytime try score, a bit of a fairy tale, $2.85.
Beautiful, mate. Nice little price. You're right. At some stage, that hoodoo, and I reckon you got to hit it head on nowadays. You got to face it, face up to it, and just hit it head on and see what comes of it. So, but if you're a punter, and a lot of our Palmer Bet followers are, you're a little bit nervous and a bit edgy having a look at that 20-year hoodoo to take them
For sure.
Sure. Hey, Saturday night at Panthers Stadium, it's Panthers v the Sharks. So head-to-head, Panthers $1.15. Sharks at $5.50. The line, the Panthers minus $15.5, $1.90. Sharks plus $15.5, $1.90. For the Panthers, star forward Spencer Leniu is out through knee injury, while Isaac Tagu is still sidelined after missing last week. For the Sharks, Wade Graham is back from a toe injury, while Teleki also returns after being a late withdrawal last week. Matt left out of the side for the second straight week and will be the 18th man. The Panthers have won 5 of their last 6 against the Sharks. Sharks have not won at Panthers Stadium since 2018. The Panthers have won 4 straight games. Jerome Luai during the week, a little bit of press about is he going to, possibly move on, all that kind of stuff. Does it unsettle the Panthers in any way, Gids? Is this a danger game? What do you reckon?
I don't think it unsettles them. There's no worry about that one. I have seen that, they're looking to re-sign Dylan Edwards and Liam Fortin. I'm a big fan of Liam Fortin. I love the way he plays the game. Tough, resilient, runs a good line, big effort in his game. Spencer Leniu out. I love seeing him come off the bench. He just runs with power and aggression. So I think he is a loss. But as we've seen with the Panthers over the last, 3 seasons, they've just got great depth. Anyone they bring into the team, whether it's to replace Matthew Cleary through injury or just come on the bench, they do their role. They know how to do it, and they do it well. So definitely, mate, on the Panthers for this one, and the Sharks just looking a little bit shaky and uncertain at the moment, especially when you're dropping blokes due to, form. Certainly defensively, that's just a little bit of uncertainty going on there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So Panthers, mate. Yeah, I don't know. Where do you find some decent odds here? The Panthers won 12 or 350, but 13 plus, they're $1.52.
Yeah, so they're expecting. So everyone's expecting a bit of a blowout here in the way of the Panthers. Maybe the value is that it's a little bit tighter than everyone gives credit for. So I don't know.
Mate, minus 15.5. Like there's a bit of a. I don't know. I think they can dust the Sharks by minus 15.5. That's $1.90. There's a bit more value there.
Double your money, mate, and run. Hey, Bulldogs v Dolphins, Sunday, 2 p.m. at Salter Oval in Bundaberg. Head-to-head, Bulldogs 240, Dolphins at $1.58. Bulldogs at the line plus $4.5, $1.90. Dolphins minus $4.5, $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmer Bet for the Bulldogs. They do get Kickout back for the first game since around, I don't know, along with star winger Josh Adokar. He's been out for a little bit.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. Yeah, he has, yeah.
So he's been out for a fair while.
He's been missing for a bit.
Adokar, we know he's just a superstar of the game. For the Dolphins, though, the big hammer returns to fullback after 2 weeks in the centres. Well, Jeremy Marshall-King is back at hooker after missing last week. This is a massive game for the Dolphins because they're just teetering. They've still got a little sneaky chance of slipping into that top 8, so they can't afford to drop a game. They're both out of form, these teams. They've both only won one out of their last 5 games. And this is the first time that the teams have actually played each other. So what are we thinking, Gids?
Is it? Okay. I mean, mate, the Dolphins were off to an amazing start of the year. No doubt about that. I mean, even halfway through the year, they were still looking pretty good. A few injuries started to creep in. Even when they had a couple of injuries, they were still performing, still getting the job done. But they've quickly slipped down the ladder now into 13th position. It is a big game for the Dolphins if they do want to compete for that top 8. It might be all over Red Rover.
Dolphins got to win this game.
Nah.
Simple as that.
Dolphins have got to win, mate. Then I think they're into the night next week over in Perth too. So, yeah, it's another one of those teams in that the bottom end of the ladder that you just got to win games. There's no doubt about it. So, hey, mate, the Dogs, I think defensively, I think that's what Cameron Ciraldo has been most disappointed about. He's not just how they've lost the game, but the amount of points that they've leaked when they've lost games. So I've seen some of his press conferences. Tough first up year for the Ciro, but he's had a few of his key players missing too. So it'd be good to see Kikau and Addo-Carr back, mate, this week. I've actually, mate, jumped into the Palmer bet app there and gone for some more value for this one. Addo-Carr back. I've gone first and last try scorer, $5.50.
Gosh, Addo-Carr. There you go. Nice little price. First and last, Gids.
Back with a bang.
Got to get a couple right, mate. Hey, Titans v the Cowboys, Sunday, 4:05 p.m. Seabar Super Stadium, head-to-head, Titans 307. Cowboys, $1.38. They're in good nick at the moment. Titans plus $8.5, $1.90 at the line. Cowboys minus $8.5 at $1.90. Key stats here, the Titans, no change to the team that lost to the Roosters. While for the Cowboys, Nanai is facing a 4 to 6 week stint on the sideline with an AC joint injury. So that is a massive, massive blow. Cowboys won their round 4 clash 24-12, so they've done that pretty comfortably. Cowboys have won their last 6, Gids. They were in good nick. Titans have won only 2 of their last 8 games. Cowboys just get the job done here, do you reckon, Gids?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Nanai is a loss for him. He's a talented bloody back rower. So, painful injury too, they are, AC joint, but you can get back from them pretty quickly. I still think, mate, Cowboys, 6 games on the bounce. That's without a doubt turned their season around. They were struggling big time to kick the season off, but they obviously hit some form now. Again, playing with plenty of consistency and belief, and I think they'll get the job done here. I do think the Titans may get up for the Queensland clashes. Whether it's Titans Broncos, Titans Dolphins, and I think they'll be right up for this game against the Cowboys as well. So I think it's going to be tighter than maybe what everyone thinks. And I've looked at Cowboys 1-12, $2.95.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. I love it. Now, listen, let's have a look at your last week. So 6 out of 8, Sharks and Rabbitohs were your only 2 losses. So that's pretty respectable, mate, to be honest. And your Knights are up. So they're the ones that really put some value into it against the Storm. I reckon they were $3.60 or something from memory, Gids. So
I think they were, yeah.
And your 3-league Gids get on last week. Reece Walsh, anytime try scorer. He scored. Alex Johnson, 2+ tries. He got 1 try. And Latrell Mitchell, anytime try scorer, didn't play. So we kind of
didn't play, yeah. So null void, yeah.
We'll give you a null and void there, okay, Gids. So time to bounce back this week, mate, with the Gids pick 8. How and which way we go. And it is really simple. Just get on the Palmer Bet app. It's easy. It's an easy app to get around and navigate. I'm going to key this in as we go, mate. Just go through
mate.
The selections, big fella.
Okay, mate. We're going to go Broncos to win Friday night against the Roosters.
Yep.
Rabbits to beat Tigers.
Yep.
Storm to beat the Eels.
Yep.
Knights, mate, to get a victory in capital.
More value there, mate, for the punters. Yes.
Yep. Eagles to beat the Dragons in the 20-year hoodoo. They'll finish that.
Panthers.
Yep, against the Sharks.
And your
Dolphins against Bulldogs.
Bulldogs or Dolphins?
Dolphins, yeah, Dolphins. Dolphins. I've got Addo-Carr as my little multi there, but I still think the Dolphins get it done.
Righto. And Cowboys to finish?
And then, mate, Cows v Titans, yep.
Righto, mate. That is the pick 8, 17.72. So that's pretty good value, Gids.
72. Okay, yeah.
And the only real outsider there in that whole lot is your Newcastle Knights, mate. All the rest of
Okay, yeah, right, yeah.
So that's not too bad, mate. What else for the Gids get on? What do you got for us, big fella?
Mate, the Gids get on. I'm going to get underway with the Broncos Thursday night footy, actually. Sorry.
Yep.
It is, I'm going to go Broncos minus 7.5 start into anytime try scorers, Katoni Staggs and Reece Walsh. And it's about just under $7.50, mate, I think it is.
Beautiful, mate. You're keen on Staggs, aren't you? And Reece Walsh.
I love him. Good player. And Reece Walsh, yeah.
Thursday night, so it's going to be an early and a big start.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Man, I looked at the draw and I looked at the Palmer bet app and I thought, I want to know my destiny here Thursday night, straight up.
I love it, mate. Hey, listen, it's going to be a wonderful round. I can't wait, honestly. It's been a sensational season. I know we keep banging on about it, but God, it's been good. And there's so much still to play out, kids. There's so many little twists and turns, I reckon, that are going to come in this next kind of 6 or 7 weeks. It's going to be exciting, that is for sure. And even just the final makeup of that top 8. And generally, you'll kind of know by now, won't you? You know, like that top 8 can be fairly settled, but it's not this year. And I think that's what's really, really exciting.
Yeah, mate, for sure. I think before the season kicked off, we were excited about the year, but then once it got underway, mate, there were so many unpredictable upsets to kick the year off, and I think it's just going to still continue to be a bit uncertain, mate, right up until the last round 26, I think it is. So I think there'll be plenty of movement up between now and then. So it's exciting, mate, for the punters and the fans to watch what will unfold.
Mate, massive game unfolding for your boys too, the Newcastle Knights. I wish you best on the weekend, kids, and look forward to talking to you next week, buddy.
Yep. All the best, everyone. Have a good weekend.
And I must say too, download that Palmerbet app. It's really easy to navigate through. And always remember, think about what you're actually gambling with because, that's the key message. That is for sure. But have fun and do it in a fun and responsible manner. Gids, talk next week, buddy.
For sure, everyone. See you next week.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.